Have you ever felt like your senses were rewired? Like colors start to move and walls seem to breathe? Like emotions hit you so fast it feels like you are living 5 lifetimes in a single afternoon? There is something out there that can do exactly that to your brain. And what it does is stranger than most people imagine. Before I tell you what it is, think about this. Some people say it unlocks hidden creativity. Others say it can break your mind. Both could be true. We are about to find out. How this substance hijacks your brain. Your brain runs on chemicals that keep things balanced. One of the main players is serotonin. It helps control your mood, your senses, and your thoughts. Now imagine a guest showing up to that party and taking over the DJ booth. The music changes. Everyone starts dancing to a beat you have never heard before. That is what happens when this substance binds to your serotonin receptors, especially the ones known as 5-HT2A. Your emotions start to swing wildly. One minute you feel unstoppable. The next you start questioning everything you ever believed. Your perception sharpens. Colors seem brighter. Sounds feel richer. Textures feel alive under your fingertips. Sometimes your senses mix together. You can hear colors. You can see sounds. Your brain turns into a sensory mashup machine. Thoughts might feel crystal clear or completely scrambled. It is like your mind flips between genius and chaos without warning. And here is the part most people never think about. These effects can vanish in hours or leave small traces behind that show up days later. The long-term impact. Few people talk about this is where curiosity turns into caution. Your brain can build tolerance fast, like hearing your favorite song too many times until it loses its magic. With this substance, the same dose stops working after a few days. You need more to feel the same effects. Some people also face something darker. It can trigger psychosis in those who are already vulnerable. It can cause HPPD, where you keep seeing visual trails or halos long after the trip ends. But here is what science says. The myth of permanent brain damage is not supported by research. Most people recover without lasting harm. Still, everyone's brain is different, and the risks are not equal for all. Which can be the hidden risks? Trips can be unpredictable. Your mindset and surroundings can turn an amazing journey into a nightmare in minutes. Flashbacks can hit out of nowhere. Stress or fatigue can bring back parts of the trip you thought were gone. It can fuel anxiety, depression, or paranoia. If you already struggle with mental health, the effects can be amplified. Physically, your heart might race. You might sweat or feel restless for hours. And if these effects keep coming back, daily life gets harder. Work, relationships, and focus can all take a hit. What if things get out of control? The first step is admitting the problem. That is not easy, but it is the start. Therapy can help you understand why you use it and how to stop. Support from friends, family, or groups can keep you on track. Medication can help with anxiety or depression linked to past trips. Recovery programs give you structure and guidance. Mindfulness, yoga, or meditation can keep your mind steady. Education about what this substance really does helps you make better choices. And planning for aftercare makes sure your progress sticks. The short-term rush. Once you take it, the effects often start in 20 to 90 minutes. Hallucinations can turn your vision into a live-action painting. Sounds can bend and stretch in strange ways. Your heart beats faster. Your blood pressure rises. Time becomes slippery. Minutes can feel like hours. Emotions jump from joy to fear without warning. Creativity can explode into new ideas, or confusion can take over instead. Tolerance in action. If you use it for several days in a row, your brain adapts fast. The magic fades. You need more to feel the same trip. But tolerance drops quickly too. A week without it and your brain resets. This quick cycle is one reason it does not cause physical addiction, but the mental pull can still be strong. Breaking the myths. No, it does not fry your brain forever. Bad trips do not always lead to HPPD. And not every trip is the same. It is not completely safe just because it is not addictive. It can boost creativity, but it can also bring fear or confusion. Legality does not always equal safety, and not everyone who tries it ends up with long-term problems. What are the short-term effects of LSD on the brain? When you take LSD, your brain starts throwing a rave almost immediately. Within minutes, LSD binds to serotonin receptors, especially the 5-HT2A ones, turning your brain into an improvisational jazz session of vivid hallucinations. Colors get a turbo boost, sounds morph into new shapes, and your sense of time does a disappearing act. Minutes stretch into what feels like hours. Emotions become a fast-paced roller coaster ride, and your heart and blood pressure decide to join the party, racing along as you feel more restless or energized. How long do the effects of LSD last? LSD doesn't stick around for long, but when it does, it's like an epic movie marathon. Effects kick in within 20 to 90 minutes and can last anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. During this time, you're in the peak of the hallucinogenic experience, which gradually winds down as your body breaks down the substance. Some lingering vibes might stay with you, like mild sensory changes or leftover emotions, even after the main event is over. It's wise to plan your day accordingly if you decide to embark on this psychedelic journey, ensuring you have ample downtime for your brain to chill afterward. Does LSD cause permanent brain damage? Contrary to some Hollywood horror stories, LSD doesn't cause permanent brain damage. Scientific studies haven't found evidence that LSD leaves lasting cognitive scars or structural brain changes. Most users bounce back without enduring negative effects on their brain function. However, while LSD itself isn't the culprit, the intense psychological experiences it triggers can sometimes unearth underlying mental health issues, especially for those already predisposed to such conditions. So, while your brain remains intact, your emotions and thoughts might throw a few curveballs. What is HPPD and how is it related to LSD use? Hallucinogen persisting perception disorder, HPPD, is like your brain deciding to keep the LSD party going long after it's officially over. It involves persistent visual disturbances that mimic the vivid effects of an LSD trip. Think halos around objects or trailing lights. HPPD can show up weeks, months, or even years after your last use of LSD. While it's a recognized side effect, not everyone who uses LSD will develop HPPD. Scientists believe it involves lasting changes in how your brain processes visual information, but the exact cause remains a bit of a mystery. Can LSD cause psychosis or other mental health issues? Yes, LSD can potentially stir up psychosis or other mental health issues, especially in individuals with a shaky mental health history. Psychosis is like your brain hitting the delete button on reality, leading to hallucinations and delusions that can last beyond the trip itself. While it's a rare outcome, some users might experience prolonged psychotic episodes after using LSD. Additionally, LSD can amplify existing mental health conditions such as anxiety or depression. If you've got a mental health background, approaching LSD with caution is key. Think of it like adding an unpredictable ingredient to a delicate recipe. Is LSD addictive, and can it lead to tolerance? LSD isn't addictive in the traditional sense. You won't get physical cravings or dependencies like you might with some other substances. However, users can develop a tolerance to LSD quickly, meaning you might need to take more to feel the same effects after repeated use. This tolerance usually fades after about a week without use, lowering the risk of long-term dependency. While LSD doesn't pull you into an addictive spiral, the quick buildup of tolerance can tempt some users into binging, which ramps up the chances of negative psychological fallout. This substance can twist your senses in ways you never thought possible. It can feel magical. It can feel terrifying. Knowing how it works means you can make choices with your eyes open. Curiosity is fine. Caution is smarter. Do you think the creativity boost from LSD is worth the risks? Why or why not? Now, if you want to hear about another substance that can change your brain in an even stranger way, make sure you stick around for the next video.